We're here with Kurt Ellis, co-founder and CEO of FoodCorps. Kurt, thanks for being with us.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
So tell us about FoodCorps.
Sure. FoodCore is a nationwide team of leaders who connect kids to real food and help them grow up healthy.
Every kid should have access to good food. And if they can't get it at home, they deserve to see it in their school.
We are in 15 states currently. We have a state-level partner organization that oversees our work in that state, and a web of community-level partners that have FoodCorps service members embedded with them. And in each place we operate, we're doing essentially the same thing. We're doing great nutrition education in a hands-on way, school garden and cooking projects that are gateways for kids to try new food, and farm to cafeteria work where we're changing what's being served every day for kids' school lunch.
What first got you interested in food and the way people eat?
Well, you know, we have a nice thing that happens where we all get interested in food right around the time we're born.
That's right.
And in my case, my favorite childhood memory is of standing at my dad's knees and learning to water his tomato plants when I was a kid. I grew up having a garden in the backyard and an opportunity to have dinner with my family around a table every night. And I didn't realize until I got to school and started eating school lunch myself that food didn't work that way for a lot of people. Kids aren't getting access to healthy food, they're not eating it when it's offered to them, and those choices and those problems systemically set kids up for a lifetime of challenge.
When did you first really engage in the issue?
When I was in college, we had taken classes in philosophy and science and history and math, and we had learned next to nothing about the most fundamental thing humans need for survival, which is food. And that felt like a real hole in our education. So we dragged a kiddie pool out into the middle of campus and filled it with manure and said, come reconnect with the fact that your food is actually grown somewhere. And we started advocating for a better relationship to food on our college campus. When I graduated from college, I went on to make a documentary film with my best friend called King Corn.
Everything on your plate is corn.
Corn. And it told the story of 1 acre of corn from the field in Iowa where we grew it, off to become corn-fed meat and high fructose corn syrup. And that journey really showed us the depths of the problem in our food supply, largely around the way our current food system encourages obesity.
It's sort of self-evident that that would be a problem, but are there larger implications for the country?
Today, 32 million children eat school lunch every single day. But what we're feeding kids in school and what we're teaching them about food is setting them up for a lifetime of health problems. The CDC estimates that when this current generation of children reaches adulthood and it's 2030, we will be facing annual economic costs of $550 billion directly related to obesity treatment, and an additional $500 billion in lost economic productivity.
And what's the big bet that you're making, that FoodCorps is making to engage those challenges?
The big bet that we're making is that if you change the relationship children have to food, and if you give them access to healthy food, we're going to change a child's life forever. We're not going to know how that works out for a long time, but we think it's a really good bet too.
You're talking about moving into various communities and engaging people based on their eating habits. That's pretty personal and probably sometimes sensitive. How do you manage that with FoodCorps?
FoodCorps only works in a place when we are asked to work there. We see our job really as being the people who bring the right folks together around a table, and we help provide some structure to the conversation, and we make sure that communities own the work FoodCorps is helping to get off the ground. And the impact we are having is significant in large part because of that community buy-in.
Well, Kurt, thanks for being with us.
Thanks.